Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. I got another game review here for you. This is DeepMine. It's on the Wax blockchain. It is one that's starting to catch a lot of steam as far as popularity goes. So this is something that was recommended to me by a number of viewers that I should check out. So I wanted to go ahead and do a full review on it, let you know what it's all about, see if it's something that you may be interested in, and really just if this is the next game that you want to play. It is still very early. It is technically in phase one, phase zero. They kind of say it's before really. It's right now in the staking stage. Soon the gameplay will be kicking off here, but before I really dive into this, I want to go ahead and do my normal disclaimer. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Please, please, please do your own research before you make any decisions or do any investments. So don't just listen to me. All right. Now that we have that out of the way, like I said, we're going to do a review on DeepMind. And hint, stick around until the end because I'm going to go ahead and give an NFT away for this game at the end, so you can go ahead and test it out yourself. All right, let's start with the website review, and I do have to say this is probably one of the best websites that I've seen for on all of Wax. Just the detail that goes along with it. Obviously, when you first get here, they're asking you for your email address, the normal subscribe, send emails. But when you start scrolling down, you start seeing some of the detail as far as the NFTs themselves. I love the detail on the NFTs. And then, as I'll show you here in a second, as far as you go down further, you'll start seeing the background. It all plays together. It's pretty neat. But before we do that, I wanted to go ahead and show you the different NFTs that are available here in phase one. The first six that you see here, these are the equipment. This is essentially what you're going to need in order to do a full mining once phase one really kicks off. Each one has their own different components. Let me rephrase that. This is actually the mine itself. This one, the cutter, the wire, and the block, the plunger are the equipment that go along that you use in order to mine. The mine goes on the lands, which is in the areas, and we'll dive all into that. I just wanted to really show the details. These are the different areas that you'll mine. It gives a very similar uh, uh, Alien Worlds type of vibe as far as the lands themselves go, but overall it's much different than Alien Worlds. It's just my initial reaction when I saw the lands themselves. They kind of gave me that vibe, but I love the detail. I love how they have that subtle movement to them, especially you can see it down here on the epic and the legendary ones. Each land provides different types of material, basically more difficulty along with it. Higher density as far as the material that's available and the token that you're trying to pull out. They have different badges. They did have a sale already as far as equipment goes. They have a number of sales that are still coming up here. Uh, you can go ahead and grab these on the secondary market. They come in different packs. Obviously, the Genesis packs provide a better chance at getting higher rarity items than equipment packs than the launch equipment pack. Obviously, they're going to be a little more pricey, but they give you better rewards. I think they said up to 3 times as much of a chance in order to get legendaries and epics. So go ahead and if you're interested, check those out on the secondary market. They also give you the upgrade feature. Basically, three of each rarity of the same type of card can be blended together to upgrade to a higher level. You can go all the way up to the legendary, which the gold is the legendary level. This is where it starts getting neat as far as the detail on the website. Uh, Basically, you are on this planet that is struggling to survive, struggling to find energy, and your goal is to dig down through the 10 layers of the planet in order to get to the core, which gets you DME, which is the token. I believe there's also DMP, which we'll get to here in a second. But the energy is basically the main token in game that pulls. It's basically the energy your civilization needs to survive. As I mentioned, you're going to go down and you can see level one. I'm not going to read all the details. I just want to kind of show you. See, You see the miners digging down here to level 2. I think it's a really neat addition that they have on the website, and you're going down through all the different levels. Um, we'll go through this in a little bit more detail in the white paper. I just wanted to show you the website as you're going down into level 8, and then eventually the core, which is level 9. And then there it is. That's the core. That's what's going to give you all the energy. Um, so I'm just scrolling down a little further. They have the economy. They have all the different steps. Like I said, there was a DEP, and that's the portal token. The DME is the main currency of the game that's going to allow you to do all the different things throughout the game. They do have a DAO, which is key for a lot of these games in order to let the community have a say in decisions down the road. And then the roadmap itself. Currently, we are technically in phase 1, DeFi phase, kind of that combination here, where you're able to stake. It's more, I would say, more the DeFi phase. We're able to stake, and I'll show you that the actual gameplay here in a second. Here in the very near future, Q2 of this year, they're going to phase 1 is really going to dive in there, and that's where they're going to introduce where you can start putting your combination of equipment together into the mines, and you have different professions. That's going to be down the road. We'll dive into all of that, but it's pretty neat phases that they have going on here. Um, let's jump over to the white paper itself. Just try to keep this as interesting as possible. I'm going to try and go through this quickly, but give you as much detail as possible. As I mentioned, there are different areas. This is basically the land. There are 5 different areas, uh, basically ranging from the common down to the legendary. Each one have raising in difficulty and DME saturation and so forth, as far as your chance to be successful. Obviously, the DME spring being the most rewards for your pain, but also probably the most difficult to actually work through. As I also mentioned, there are technically 10 levels that you're digging down, and you have to progress through the levels just like with mining. You can't jump right down to level 9. You got to work from level 0, which is the surface, all the way down to level 9, which is the core. And the core is the one that gives you that limited reserve of the DME energy that allows your civilization to really proceed and really get back on track and survive. They do also mention that you can't get to level 9 until 10% of the active miners are to that level. So you can't have a whale that just dives right down there, goes to level 9 where everybody's still on level 1 or 2. It has to be a community effort. In addition, they have a number of rules. Basically, depending on what NFTs that you have and the progress you have going through the game, you have a number of different rules going through. Anyone that has any deep mining NFT is automatically a citizen in the game. And to go a little bit further, they have the areas which I mentioned. There's 1,000 of those areas throughout the world. The whole world split up into 1,000 areas. If you own one of the areas, you're considered a landlord. If you own one of the mines that go into the areas, I believe there's only 100 mines can go into each area. Then you're known as a mine owner. You also have the option of renting out equipment, which is neat. I'm hoping more games get to this point. This helps those that don't necessarily have enough wax, but it also helps whales too, because they can buy a lot of equipment and rent it out, and both it's a win-win situation. Those are contractors. If you're able to rent out some equipment in order to mine, you're considered a contractor. They're also going to have factories in here that allow you to craft equipment within the game, and those people that own the factories are factory owners. And then there's going to be 101 citizens that are part of the DAO, also known as senators, which will allow you to influence as a community the overall game. In addition to those rules that we just mentioned, there's also specialties. And specialties are earned as you go through, and you earn these different certificates throughout the game, and they give you additional boosts in your stats. Geologists, basically, you open new slots for mines in the areas. And engineers, they improve the equipment. Scientists, they basically give you better results as far as the factories go. I'm not going to dive into each of these. If you want to check out the white paper, it actually gives you a whole lot of specifics for each of the specialties. Basically, you're earning these certificates, the engineering and scientists and geologists certificates that allow you to get these additional bonuses. Um, Already mentioned the citizens. The next section just basically goes through each of the rules in more detail. If you're interested in the game, I highly suggest that you take it out, check it out, and take a look at it. The other thing that I wanted to show you, there's some NFTs. As I mentioned, the general levels of NFTs go from the gray, which is the gray border around it, are the commons, goes down through gold to the legendary. The mines also do a similar level for the factories. The areas here, I kind of wanted to show you this so it gives you an idea of what the images. This is the border that I was talking about, the gray border, that shows that it's a common. Uncommon is a nice bright green. Rare is the blue epic, which is cool. I like that. Then you have the purple, which stands out, and obviously the gold, which is the legendary. But also tells you a little bit about each of the lands. Obviously, the springs being the highest rarity. There's only 25 of them in game. Um, Scrolling down, there's a number of different badges, as I said. I'm not going to go into a lot of this, just going to give you a quick look. These badges are NFTs, I'm sorry, um, based on what you're basically working through as you're going through the game, as you're leveling up, as you're finding certificates, as you're specializing. All neat features. I love a lot of games just are getting to the point where they just have the leveling up, which is cool and all, but being able to specialize and get these certificates and now actually get bonuses from putting in the work to get those is pretty neat. The next is these are the different types of equipment. I showed you them earlier on the main page, just giving you an idea of what they look like. There's short descriptions. These are the same descriptions that are pretty much um, that are on the NFTs themselves, I believe. Just quickly looking, yeah. So, and then scrolling down just a little bit, I'm going to show you the user interface here in a second, so I'm not going to hold there. I wanted to show you one more thing as far as the phases that are coming up. This is another view of what it showed on the main website. Right now we're at the staking phase, and just about to get to this point right here, which is going to be where it gets interesting. And that's why I wanted to get this video out here pretty quickly, because phase one, the mining ignition, sorry, is actually going to be kicking off here very shortly. This is where the game really gets exciting. Let me go ahead and slide over. This is basically the interface when you are in the game. And just a reminder, at the end of this, I am going to go ahead and give away an NFT. So stick around all the way till the end of the video. When you first log in, this is what it's showing. Right now, I don't have anything staked in here, but I'm going to show you actually staking one. If you go down to the next one where it says NFT staking, you'll see that I have two available here. Just for the sake of the video, I'm going to select all that highlights them. It shows the daily reward, the pre-launch pool that you're pulling from, and then I'm going to go ahead and you can either click and stake them individually, or you can stake all of them at one time. It's going to show you that I'm staking 2 NFTs. Daily reward is going to be 0.1167 VDMP, and go ahead and hit stake. It's going to ask me to authenticate. I'm going to give it a second here, letting it authenticate. Now, Wax has been a little bit slow, and there we go. Now it's asking me to. Interesting. Oh, that's why, because I have it staked. Let me just refresh here. There we go. Just checking that I'm a citizen. Going to my NFT staking. There we go. Yeah, now you see at the top here. Before we were on the non-staked NFTs. Now we are on the staked NFTs. And if you go over here on the right-hand side, you see that I have 2 staked. This is my daily reward. This will go up as we're going through the days where I'll be able to go ahead and collect it down here. Obviously, you can cash out now, which will have probably a lower value. But when phase 2 really kicks off and you're actually able to use the DMP, you'll see that go up quite a bit. You also have the My Operations. It's basically is a track record or a transaction history of what you did. You can see I staked 2 NFTs, and you have a FAQ section. And then last but not least, they just introduced this week, where you can go ahead and recruit people, and depending on your level of recruitment, will give you different NTTs, which down the road will allow you to have different boosts and different benefits from it that haven't really been identified yet. In order to do that, you just have to link up your Wax wallet and your I'm sorry, your Discord, uh, and then it goes ahead and it connects it, and you can start referring people to the game itself. We are still early on, so there's not a ton in the gameplay yet. I'm hoping once phase 2 kicks off, I can do a second video and actually show you the gameplay of equipment, all the different items, so you can go start mining down the different levels in the planet. All right, as far as my overall thoughts of the game, I think it's pretty neat. Like I said, I love the graphics and the overall premise of the game itself. I'm interested to see how it all works together. Um, so I hope you all like this kind of video. What I want to do now is I'm going to go ahead and give away one of these NFTs. In order to be eligible for the NFT, what you're going to want to do is there are going to be 2 main steps, and they'll both be listed down in the description below. I guess I should say 3 main steps. First step is make sure you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, you're not eligible, just like with any other giveaway. Also, this gives you notifications when I do other videos, and I do probably 2, 3, sometimes 4 giveaways a week. So this keeps you informed when I do additional giveaways. Step number 2, comment down below in the comments of this video whatever you like about the game, plus hashtag DeepMine. Make sure that's included in there. That shows me that you actually did watch to this point in the video. And then third and last but not least, there is a link down below to the game itself. Go ahead and click on that link, and it takes you over to the initial login screen. Connect your Wax wallet. That'll show me in the full disclosure, that'll show me in the recruitment. Down here, it's going to show me a list of the Wax IDs that are linked in there. So I will be going through from this list in order to identify the winner of the NFT. All right. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I hope you all watch the end, and I hope you all enjoy these kind of videos. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.